unboxing experience, right? Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. I'm Paul, and with me today is the Mi True Wireless Earphones 2. So Mi doesn't seem to bother about their unboxing experience. I've opened other earbuds that are in the same price range and they have had a much more memorable experience. These buds came pre-dead in their box, so I had to charge them up to use them. Thankfully, however, they do have fast charging, so within a little less than an hour, they were fully charged. And what else do you get? You get the USB-C charging cable and the literature in this unnecessarily large box. Anyway, moving on to the build quality. Straight out of the box, the case has a very nice matte finish, but on closer inspection, you can see a few soft scratches. This one came pre-scratched in the box. The hinge isn't spring-loaded, but does have a magnet that holds the lid shut. The earbuds are easy to take out of the case if you hold onto the top of the stem. The stems also have a matte finish, while the earbud area has a glossy finish. The charging case has one LED indicator light, a pairing button on the right, and a USB-C charging slot on the underneath. The earbuds have touch areas on the upper side of the stem and have a proximity sensor. These let you enable your voice assistant, answer and end calls, play pause, pause play, and play pause your music. Gently tap the left earphone twice to access your voice assistant. Gently tap the right earphone twice to play pause music. Taking out a earphone will pause the music, putting it back in will play the music. While wearing one earphone, gently tap the earphone twice to play pause music. C4 eTech has some news that Mi is working on a software where they can customize the features on the earbuds, but it's not yet available in English and it may just be only exclusive to Mi phones. Anyway, moving on. These buds don't have wireless charging, but they make up for it by having USB-C fast charging. Call clarity is good for both you and the recipient. However, taking out one earbud tends to make it sound a lot more muffled for the recipient, so having both these buds on might be helping the environmental noise cancelling. Battery life goes till about what Mi claims. You get about 3.5 hours listening to it at about 50% volume. And the thing is, 50% volume has got a considerable kick. You can listen to music at about 80% if you'd like to, but I wouldn't recommend it because these can get quite loud. Expect battery life to take a hit if you're listening to it at louder volumes. The case itself will give you another 12 hours of listening time. Bluetooth 5.0 seems to have standardized. These come with them and they have a strong connection which is tough to break. Moving on to the soundstage. There isn't really an illusion of space with these. Everything is concentrated within your head. The phantom channel is well centered. Instruments and vocals are well spread out between both ears. So how do these fare with imaging? They don't have the best separation between instruments, and that's okay for earbuds in this price range. Having said that though, it is easy to isolate the vocals over the rest of the music and it doesn't get drowned out with the bass. High frequencies are right at the cusp of being too tweaked to the point of hurting your ear. In fact, with some singers, it does go over that little barrier. This is usually only with sibilances though, but instruments in this range do sound tamed as to not offend the listener. Mid frequencies are quite enjoyable. Male vocals tend to sound a bit mellow. Female vocals, on the other hand, hit you with a lot more dynamism. Instruments in this range have an energy to them that doesn't leave you second guessing as to what's being played in the fore or background. In other words, you don't miss out any detail in this range. The lows extend to frequencies I didn't think buds in this price range could achieve. They hit sub-low registers with confidence and control and don't interfere much in the mid-range. The area between the mid and low range frequency is slightly recessed. So with some genres, you can tell there is a void in that zone, but it's because of this tuning you can enjoy the bass that much more, especially if you're into house or electronic music. These amplify genuinely well. Listening to these in a quiet room, I never needed to go above 50% in volume. Even at 30%, they don't lose out in any energy. Having said that, these earphones do have an open design, open enough to make it feel like they'll fall out. They won't, but there is a lot of sound leak in and out. This is where they lose out on. And having that 14.2mm driver suddenly loses its charm when you're listening to them in an open or noisy area. Sure, you can crank up the volume as much as you want, but external sounds coming in are always going to work as opposing frequencies. So basically these earbuds sound great, but their performance is entirely dependent on having a good fit. If you're more into sound and can get past the way these look, I'd certainly recommend them. But keep in mind, on the feature front, they're still developing that app and it may only be exclusive to Mi phones. I bought these for 3,999, which was an introductory price at the time. Now they're going for about 4,500. And are these worth that extra 500 bucks? Definitely yes. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. And thank you for tuning into Paul's POV for some sound advice.
Move on to the soundstage.
Moving on to the soundstage. Bluetooth 5.0 seems to have... What's wrong with me? Don't answer that.
You can say.